We're back!
Oh my god.
That's right!
And we're back with another video here. As you guys can see, today we will be addressing this leaking diff cover. Let's do it. So as you guys can see, it is leaking here at the bottom, and I went ahead and I loosened, well, I took that one all the way out and I loosened all the 10 bolts all the way around. So let's go get the rest of them off. So this was another thing that I found after the whole Johnson Valley deal. Down here, I guess I done scraped too hard, and most likely since these factory ones are thin, it brought it back and then it started leaking at the bottom. But we are just going to change it out completely to a heavy duty one that I have. And if you've never done this before, you always want to leave a bolt on the top, because this thing can get pretty messy, and if it falls, oh dear, what a mess you're in for. So can you guys smell it? Can you guys smell it through the video? Everyone knows gear oil has a distinct yummy smell. So once you have all the bolts out and you've banged it through to get the fluid out, now you can take that remaining bolt off. And I would use this as common practice for any differential service that you might be doing on any vehicle, because if that thing falls off, it's a pretty nice mess you got going on. Ooh. Nice. So you can use anything you want to clean this, pretty much, besides like a grinder wheel or anything. You know, it's kind of self-explanatory, but use a razor blade to get off the old RTV that was used prior. RTV? Yeah, I think, yeah. Then, you know, you won't be here that long, but just have some patience. You'll get this stuff off eventually. Some people like using like a wire wheel, something like that, but you know, this does the job for me. Not like I'm in a hurry or anything. It's not a customer car. It's my personal. So if it was a customer car, then you know, most places won't even take this stuff off. They'll just leave it there, cake another layer on top. So I'm gonna go ahead and clean this up and I'll get back to you. Alright guys, once you got it all cleaned up or to your satisfactory needs, now we're gonna go ahead and put here what I'm going to be using. So I had this old diff cover lying around. This is from G2 Axle and Gear, or G2 Gear and Axle, however you want to say it. I went and I bought me this here, the Right Stuff 90-minute curing gasket maker. grade 8 hardware and blue Loctite. Last thing you want to do is fill this thing up and starts leaking, right? So I went ahead, I got that Loctite. Had a lot of people say their bolts back out and whatnot. So blue Loctite, because we want to be able to remove it in the future. Probably with like a new unit or whatever until this one breaks or cracks and whatnot. And we're gonna go ahead and put the gasket maker all around the surface on the diff cover. We're gonna go ahead and prep all the hardware with blue Loctite, and then we're gonna set it in place, snug them all down, crosshatch pattern or circular. At this point it really doesn't matter, I just go crosshatch anyways just to be safe. And then we are going to torque them down to probably around somewhere 20, 25, probably go in the middle, 22, 20. That should be a good middle place right there. And then we'll wait for it to cure, and then we'll add the fluid. So let's go ahead and prep this all up here. Alright, we're back. I tell people to do these things as if they were going to do it again later, because I see a lot of people just goop this stuff on like super nasty, and I'm aware that, you know, you don't want it to leak and whatnot, but you also don't want it to goo out everywhere, you know. So just go ahead and put a good amount on it, yes, but don't go way too crazy to where, you know, you got this thing coming out from all sides. You still got to spread it out when you're done applying it here anyways, so there's no sense in wasting it, honestly. Because let's be honest, everything's expensive now. Nothing is cheap. So that's where I'm on there. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to spread it out, and I'm going to see how I like the thickness of it, and if it needs a tad bit more, I'll go ahead and add it, and if not, then I'm going to go ahead and place it on, not there, over there. Alright guys, so I went ahead and I spread it out, what I had to put on there, the first layer. God damn it, can't even carry this. And then I went ahead and I added another, yeah, that's kind of beat. Went ahead and I added another thin layer on top, just so it would cover any imperfections in diff cover. As you guys can see, it's used, or on the diff housing itself. So now that that's done, I'm going to go ahead and prep the hardware. I'm going to add blue Loctite on these because we don't need those backing out. They don't have the knurling that the factory ones have. I'm sure you guys can see that. Got a little knurling on there on the washer part itself, and I'm guessing that's what keeps these from backing out, but we don't have that on the new hardware. You could add a washer and lock washer, but then you're just stacking things on top of things, so I'd rather just use the bolt itself with Loctite, because we don't want this backing out. So let's go ahead and get all the hardware ready, and we're pretty much ready to put that over there. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, the hardware is ready. We have applied the blue Loctite. Now to get it on there without making such a big mess, so what I'm going to do is, of course, you want to get the top ones ready first. So I'm going to go ahead and knock the excess silicone from the holes so it doesn't intervene with the hardware. So we're going to get 2 on there, 2 uppers or one of the sides, you know, something to make it offset so it goes in rather smoothly. I did have this rag in here, huh? You guys probably forgot, like, or thought, like, hey, he's gonna forget that right there. No, sirree, I was not. So now that that's on the up and up, I like leaning it up against the track bar there, and then you just gotta find it, all right? So, no pun intended, you just gotta find the hole. Just find the hole in the dark. If you can find your hole in the dark, then hey, we're making progress, guys. So, we got plenty of them on there now just to rest it on its own weight. And now I'm gonna go ahead and put these other ones on by hand. Maybe I was blocking it the whole time. I'm sorry, you can't see. We'll go ahead and set the rest in, and then we'll go ahead and torque them down. Alrighty, guys, we got it set in place there. Now we're going to go ahead and torque them all down here to spec, factory spec. Dana 44s have 10 bolts, guys. 10 bolts. Yeah, so you guys can see a lot of that freaking gasket maker's drooping out, oozing out.
That's what she said.
Michael. Wasn't too bad. We got it done. Closer look here. Got some RTV there on the sides, on the bottom. It's all right. On the top. But we know that it's not going to leak. We actually don't know. We're hoping that it doesn't leak. Jesus Christ. So I'm going to go ahead and let that silicone cure for a bit. It says 90 minutes. Probably won't wait that long because that's just taking precaution. And I'm actually going camping this weekend, so what a great time to do this, right? We'll go ahead and let that settle, and then we'll fill it up with fluid. So it's been about 20 minutes. I'm just gonna go ahead and prep this here to put the fluid in. Torque them down to 22 foot-pounds. You know, Mopar or Chrysler states they want 25 or so, but that's where I feel comfortable, and that's where I'm going to leave it. This bottom one, just snug it down. It's got like a paper gasket, And we'll leave it like that. And if you haven't invested in one of these smaller torque wrenches, I suggest you do so. Bought this on Amazon. Claims to be pretty accurate. Who knows? But a little peace of mind. 5 to 45 foot-pounds. I do really believe that everybody should have one of those. So we're gonna finish letting that dry off. We're about like 15-20 minutes in. I'm gonna give it an hour, and then I'll go ahead and put fluid in it. Alright guys, it's been about an hour, so it's pretty dry. I'm gonna go ahead and throw this Slurpee in there. It should, I mean, factory specs say that it takes about 2.5 or so. So whenever it starts leaking out or weeping out of the fill hole, that's when it's full. Add her up. Bag number 1 down. Let's roll it, take it out. Make sure you get all that goop in there. Let's cap it so we don't make a mess. Bag number 2. Check that. I feel like that might be pretty darn close. So went ahead, put about 2.5 quarts in there. Online says 2.25 liters. So when you do the conversion from liters to quarts, I'm going to put it in here to 2.25, and we'll see what it gets us. Right now, 2.25, that's about, you guys can see that, let's see, 2.37 with the factory diff cover. So I did about 2.5. With this aftermarket one, they're usually bigger. Should be okay. Wiped it down. Put the fill plug back in. And then we'll snug it down. And we'll be all set with this rear differential fluid replacement / diff cover replacement. So we're all finished now, guys, and that is gonna wrap it up for this video here. Hopefully you guys are tuning in, following up with the JK build series, and catch you guys on the next one.